Today, the voice of bodybuilding, Mr. Bob Kilo. So, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great, sir. So, a few questions. Old school of training or training? New type of training?
Both. Both. You need a little bit of both. The old school is great, but it's we didn't have the equipment like we have now. But old school techniques work also. So you need a little bit of both.
And why some people struggle with dropping a body fat? What could be the reason?
They're not committed. You can't eat donuts and junk food and pizza and expect to lose weight. The other thing is they're lazy. They don't want to do the work. You have to get on and get cardio in order to lose weight. Yeah, you need a little combination of both. You need cardio, you need weight training, of
How much
course.
of cardio?
I've always liked slow cardio. Everybody's got their methods, but slow cardio burns fat more. A lot of guys get caught up, and women, with doing fast, HIT style. It's too fast. You burn too many carbs, but you don't burn enough fat. Slow cardio is the way to go.
Important supplements which we can run year round.
Important what?
Important supplements which we can run
Supplements.
365 days. Yeah.
You always want the basics. You want a good multivitamin. You want a good protein. You need a good recovery. Recovery is the key to everything. That's something we didn't know back in the day. We didn't, we thought everything was about getting in the gym and pumping up. Everything is really about recovery. It's what you do after you get out of the gym. So you need a good recovery. A good protein is always essential, and a good multivitamin. Pre-workouts, things like that, great. But those are the three things that you need.
How to program a weak body part?
There's a whole bunch of, if you go look at the old magazines, things like that, Joe Weider had the Weider principles, things like that. There's a priority principle. If you got a weak part, the biggest mistake is people train it more often, and that's not the way to do it. Training a body part more often is not going to make it bigger. It doesn't work like that. So what you do need to do is you need to train it less often, not more, but harder. And you need to vary the workout. That can be real heavy. It can be light in a lot of reps, but you need to change it up to target a weak body part. But you cannot train a weak body part like every other body part.
So what you are saying is that we have to less the frequency and up the intensity.
Intensity always has to be there. If you're going to be a bodybuilder and a competitive bodybuilder, you have to have intensity. But in order to bring up something that's a lagging body part, your arms ain't big enough, your legs ain't big enough, everybody wants to go heavier. And that's not always the key. Sometimes you need more repetition. Sometimes you need, again, to vary the workouts. So you just need to change it up all the time. Keep the muscle guessing.
So the last question is: any advice to a person who want to pursue his career in bodybuilding?
Pick something else. Listen, it can be a great sport, but you have to have, not everybody makes it like any pro sport. Very few people make it to the top. Have yourself grounded and make sure you can make a living, pay your bills, and all that. Then pursue it. But you have to do both at the same time. You can't sacrifice one for the other. Work hard, make your money, take care of your family, then pursue your dreams.
All right, you heard it from the man. Over and out.
Thank you, man.